Chair Mullin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I got a series of questions, but I want to circle back. Did you say most of that is single-use plastics, sir? That's in
Yes, Senator. These are all, that's why I cut it in half, the
Right.
research paper they published, is that it's all plastic bags, mostly plastic bags, not large sheets of film.
Bags
There's
aren't
some-
recyclable?
I'm sorry? Is it recyclable?
Bags are recyclable, right? I mean,
Technically so.
that's
Yes,
what I
sir.
thought, because I mean, we put them in recycle bins all the time, and we send them. I'm just saying, I mean, we take recyclable stuff all the time. Ms. Simon, you're shaking your head no, but I'm just saying, that isn't one of the things that DC says do not put in recyclables.
Yeah, I mean, they are technically recyclable.
Okay.
But they are not recycled. We do not have access, so most people cannot recycle plastic bags. It's problematic.
But it's not designated as single use, though. I mean, single use is some of your healthcare products, your stuff that you're not allowed to use. I mean, technically, I'm not getting into the weeds here. I'm just saying that I just find that interesting because I didn't know that. I thought we were recycling our bags when we put them in the blue bins all over Washington, D.C.
Yeah, they're highly problematic. They get gummed up in the
Interesting.
system, yes.
I have no idea how you traveled back with that. I'm assuming you must have been flying commercial air because that would be a heck of a thing to have to check. A while ago when the chairman was asking about the stomach and the other products that would break down faster in marine life or in the camel's gut, Ms. Simon, you were shaking your head like, in fact, you bit your lip. So if I'm reading body language right, which I used to have to do all the time and I would say that you probably disagree with that a little bit.
So kind of talking about what I was highlighting before, materials breaking down is a very specific process. It requires a certain set of temperature, relative humidity, microorganisms,
Right.
oxygen. This is why a biodegradable material won't break down in a landfill, right? Because
Right.
and so that's the same issue in a gut, the type of
So
bacteria.
what I'm saying is you're not certain that the alternatives
can't
would
be
actually
sure.
break down.
That's why we recommend infrastructure versus hoping it'll work out.
Which this brings me back to my point about alternative recycling because, I remember when we had all paper bags and people's like, it's bad for forests. We don't want to be doing that. We need to get rid of plastic or paper bags and go to plastic. And plastic was the clean alternative. I think we all remember that. And so what I don't want to do here is have another solution that we think is the new solution, and we actually don't know it's accurate or not. I think we need to know because obviously we have two people here that disagree on if it'll break down or if it doesn't break down. But one thing that we can agree with is we can find an alternative to how to have single-use plastics become recyclable. And I think that's where we need to go back into, which crevettes, did I say that right? Yep. Oh, good, I'm trying to get there, which is kind of what your company is trying to do, right?
Yes, we can actually upcycle all types of plastics, including degraded plastics. The technology basically enables to add what's missing to the mix. So we're not doing a pyrolysis, we're enabling a pyrolysis by guiding the carbon-carbon links within that scope. And in the enzymatic, we're breaking it down regardless, without energy or solvent retreatments.
And it's my understanding you're launching your first fully commercial developed GSF's carbon nanotube technology, is that
Yes.
right? It's coming out this month?
So we're working with Europe's largest advanced recycling facility, one of the best ones out there, actually. And what we're doing is enabling that process to have an optimized plant design that can be implemented at scale globally. Here in the States, we could bring that plant design and talk to local communities on their plastic needs, create value for that plastic before it reaches the environment.
So what milestones are you hitting to keep this technology from coming to the United States?
So we could start having conversations of bringing the technology to the States probably by mid of next year, once we have, so I like to be performance and data driven. So once we have that industrial scale plant up and running, then we can say, okay, what are the needs and the types of plastics we want to launch here in the States with, start having those conversations. We could talk about a licensing package for local communities where they say, okay, we have this amount, this volume, these types of plastics that we want to process, and do that at scale with a plant design that's already optimized at a 30 to 40 KTA volume.
I think this committee would be interested in knowing when that starts happening, what barriers you're facing, so maybe we could work together.
Okay.
One last thing, when I was growing up, WWF meant World Wrestling Federation, so it's totally changed my concept of what that meaning is now. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. I yield back.
Thank you, Senator Mullin. Chair Carper.
Thanks. As it turns out, we've been wrestling with this for